Everyone, welcome back to Spelljamming Troika, where we use Daniel Sell's Troika system to explore the classic D&D universe of Spelljammer. I am back with the crew of the Heartless Bastard, who are not Heartless Bastards, but a group of cool and caring people who have, on behalf of the Library of the Spheres, come to track down a magical deck of cards that was stolen by a group of Neogi, or at least part of a magical deck of cards that was stolen by a group of Neogi long ago. It's been tracked to a lost and crashed Neogi ship that you have isolated due to doing some intelligence work on the planet Anadia, where the Neogi were driven off-world over 100 years ago. So the wreck you're looking for, or the wrecked ship you were looking for, has been wrecked for over 100 years. You came down over the southern hemisphere of Anadia, and courageously made your way over the southern hemisphere, where the warlike halflings tried to attack you with a catapult, into the chasms that cut through and crisscross Anadia's surface, in which the beings that live on Anadia can hide from the overwhelmingly hot Anadian sun, since Anadia is the closest planet to the sun. With the help of your second in command, and this is where I start messing up names, but Nissa and Zarantabulos, Zantariad Valobos.
Zantariad Valobos.
Jin, please remember to correct me when I get that. Zantariad Valobos tracked down the ship you were looking for in the chasms. You landed and approached the wrecked ship, and there go our nightly pass by of New York Emergency Services. Until you came close, you got close to it. And we will introduce the characters and let them pick up with the recap from there. And then we will see what happens with this locked door that was in front of them as of last week. And I'm going to start with Zantariad Vilobos, who I believe is currently in your form as Nissa the Wolf. And Nissa, wouldn't you introduce your character?
Right. So, Nissa is are we like showing what's happening, or are we just doing the introductions, just like normal style? You're muted.
You're on mute, Richard.
Of course, I only do that when I have too many windows open and cannot find the window with the mute button. Let's start with just character introductions, and then we will swap back to going through and doing, and then we'll start with character introductions, and then we'll move to recap. So let's go from there. Let's go that way first.
Okay. Nissa was a wolfclops living in the astral forest. She and her tribe were, just like hanging out, and doing her own thing. She grew up listening to, the stories of wizards and spelljammers and everyone, who just traveled to the cosmos, and she she loved those stories. But then, she grew up and became a hunter, and just went on with her life. But then one day she was walking along in the forest, and that's when Zantariad Vilobos shows up. And Zantariad Vilobos was a young wizard who had she had a little bit of training, but she had to drop out of school for wizardry school because of for financial reasons, and so she found herself in the employ of Xylon as an astrogator, and they had crashed into the astral forest, and she was prepping a teleport spell, and it went terribly wrong, and the two the Wolfclaps and the wizard became quantum entangled into the same body, and now they have to negotiate their existence with one another. And Nissa, is pretty chill about it all, because it's just kind of been her dream for years, and she also likes fighting new and exciting monsters. And Zantariad Vilobos is a little less thrilled about it, but she also understands that it was her fault, and so she's just she's doing what she can with what she has, and Nissa is very useful to her in times where things can get kind of rough and rowdy. So yeah, that is Nissa and Zantariad Vilobos.
Nice, nice. And from there, let us introduce the ship's gunner, Gloria Van Hess, also known as Gunny Von Hess.
Yeah, so Gunny is a GIF, which is a hippopotamus like humanoid creature. She was a gunnery sergeant. She's a retired gunnery sergeant. She's got like most GIF, a military background, but now she's kind of her retirement career is sailing on board the Heartless Bastard with the rest of the crew, looking for and recovering and bringing to light stuff for the Library of Spheres folks, where she had worked in the past as a when her part of her assignment was security for when she was a gunnery sergeant.
Thank you, sir. I think in the next introduction, we'll talk to our actual Spelljammer, the person whose magical ability powers the ship, the Golem Karel.
So I'm playing Karel, a sentient bronze golem. I'm very tall, 7 feet or so, cast entirely from bronze. It looks, from a distance, it looks like I'm wearing a long coat. But when you get closer, you can see it doesn't move like a coat. There's no fabric. It's just part of the cast bronze feature of my body. And also, when you get close and you look at my face, you can see that the facial features have been very weathered and worn down. So it's almost, there's like not little, but like you could see a faint sense of where eyes may once have been, something shaped like eyes. Small bumps for lips and a nose, but there's not like a distinct carved facial features, because I spent an enormously long time as a non-sentient bronze golem, working, as a longshoreman automaton on the docks, until one day somehow I achieved sentience. And then with the help of our good captain, Mateus, who I encountered on the docks one day. I found my way to the Library of the Spheres to try and figure out where I come from, not the body part of me, but the sentient part of me, the brain, the I. I've been working for them ever since.
Nice, thank you. And last but not least, our skipper, Mateus. Lou, what's this, Mateus?
Such an awesome collection of characters, by the way, everyone. Really cool. So Mateus Xylon, he used to be a kind of slaver and smuggler and generally horrible person. And I believe our ship, the Heartless Bastard, probably came to get its name through tales of his deeds, and because he was a douchebag, he thought he owned the name and decided to use it. It's like, yes, I am a Heartless Bastard. That's a great name for my ship. But then somewhere, I'm kind of thinking, I wonder where it is in the timeline with the whole Nissa and Xantaria Vilobos thing happening. Maybe it must have been after that sometime. He had some kind of epiphany deep out in space, and Celestian, the Star Wanderer, the kind of, I think who's kind of the patron god of the Spelljammers and stuff like that, spoke to him, or he thought that Celestian spoke to him out in space. I'm not sure which. And he, whatever happened in that event has caused Mateus Xylon to kind of change his ways now. And he's kind of, I don't know, I guess looking for knowledge and perhaps some sort of redemption, like, so he's, yeah. But in terms of what he looks like, I found this amazing picture of, I don't know what it's from, but this guy has like purple and blue hair and big bushy blue eyebrows and some awesome makeup, like on his forehead. He looks pretty rad. He kind of looks like a space swami a little bit. Let's go with space swami as the text description. Yeah, and sorry I'm late again, but here I am ready to play.
The crew of the Heartless Bastard showed up, landed, and what happened once you got to the surface of Anadia last time? And I will start with the gunner.
There we go. So when we actually got to the surface.
Yep.
Let's see. I believe that we all kind of got our equipment ready, and I think Carl was the one that kind of proceeded first towards the towards the ship, and with Xantaria Vilobos transformed into Nissa, and Nissa and Gloria kind of proceeded second with the good captain in the rear. Mateus just kind of hung out in the back, and some kind of strange bronze, I believe it was like bronze, spider droid, creature thing attacked. And most of the melee was between Carl and the spider droid thing, and its legs ultimately got ripped off. I don't think it was dead, but its legs ultimately got ripped off, so it was completely subdued. Right? Did we get totally subdued?
Anything to add to that?
Did you say that the ship is like an awesome spider ship made by those scary spider things.
Right. And the door was like in the abdomen, like the spider's like abdomen in the back. Right.
Yeah. Oh, and maybe also the like when we were coming into this like kind of cave system, like canyon thing, it was we had to dodge all these messed up cannibalistic halflings, right? Were they cannibals, or did I just add that? They seemed like cannibals to me.
I assumed they were cannibals too, so
yeah.
And what made you think they were cannibals?
I just remember that they have some sort of rivalry with the halflings on the other pole of the poles of the planet, or the habitable places, and they've got some sort of fierce rivalry. I think perhaps there might be slavers or something as well. I don't know. I just like to imagine halfling cannibals. They probably sharpened their teeth into little scary points.
And when they fired upon us too, I thought I saw like a halfling being roasted on a spit down below. So.
Oh wow! Okay,
yeah.
All right.
I just forgot to mention it. There was so much. It was in the you know, it's crazy with all the the flying projectiles and stuff like that. It didn't slip my mind.
Right. But you dodged and shot back.
I actually shot their missile, sending both down.
Right.
Crashing upon them.
You may have saved that halfling who was roasting on a spit.
Oh no, he was dead and already like medium well.
The little apple in his like cute little mouth.
Yeah,
you got a lot of detail in that one quick look.
The kind of thing that like burns into your brain, I think.
Yeah, it's burning into my brain now. That poor halfling, that poor cannibalistic halfling who probably got what he was coming to him.
What was his name, Richard?
The sad thing is no one knows. I mean, you lose so many halflings to inter-clan rivalries on the southern pole of Anadia that, I don't think you really name your kids until they turn 25.
I wonder how much food waste. Is that a big problem amongst these cannibals? I feel like that would be really sad if you like got eaten by all your friends and then half of you just kind of went rotten.
They probably use all the parts of the halfling to like make gruesome like halfling bone like armor and stuff with. That's what I would do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and like a couple of halfling feet can get you through like a cold week in the winter. So,
and of course they fit other halflings near perfectly.
Yeah.
In any case, back to the Neogi. Back to the Neogi. You have disabled the 8-legs robotic spider that was coming towards you. And did I stop? Yeah, I stopped sharing. I was sharing a view of the Neogi Deathspider for a while, but wanted to make sure I was not overwhelming our audience with that awesome, scary looking ship. The halflings, you've disabled it, and had a little discussion with it, and we're going to pick up from there. I do want to remind everybody that the X card is on the table. I think all of you know how to use it and what it is. Whenever you have this many spiders, or this many things that look like spiders, there's always a chance that someone will need the X card. And we can use both the X card and if you'd like to use them, we can use the script change tools. I think everybody should be familiar with at least one or other of those. So I won't go into great detail about them. And let's get started. So you've got this got this hatch. The door on the hatch is actually off to the starboard side of the ship, or the door out of the hatch area, kind of the cargo, that bay leading into what you think would be the cargo chamber, is actually off to the starboard side. And your attempts to open it were stopped by this twitching little bronze colored thing that is now in Kar-El's hands. There seems to be a sparking bit of clockwork. Little darts of lightning coming off of it periodically. And quite intelligent, though not terribly strong. What would you like to do?
I could potentially saunter up, having missed the entire combat. Conveniently missing the entire dangerous combat. And maybe we're looking for some sort of tarot deck sort of thing. Is that correct? Like a card?
That is correct.
Like some sort of, is it a magical thing of some kind, or what do we know about it again?
You know, it's magical, powerful, and potentially dangerous.
Cool. I was thinking perhaps of casting my find spell to try locate, in case it's hidden particularly well, because we're thinking it's on board this ship,
right?
It had some connection with
divinations are what pointed you here.
Cool.
Frequently you might be able to use research or historical documents. It was only long divinations, asking lots and lots of questions and narrowing things down with divination magic that pointed you to this ship here.
Yeah, I guess.
Or to this location.
I guess Mateus wants to use his find spell so that they don't just have to ransack this entire possibly occupied with robot spiders ship unnecessarily. Get in, find the thing in the most direct way, and get out. But is that what my find spell's for?
Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the spell description.
You could always use the find spell to find any other robot spiders, and then we can ransack the ship anyway.
Like a what do you call that? Like the threat, the little HUD thing in first-person shooters with the little dots on it and stuff.
All right. So the description of the find spell is, in Troika, when wizards lose their glasses, they mumble to themselves until they turn up. The thing being sought must be a specific object, not a general category or type. And the direction is only given in terms of compass points. So you know it's on the ship.
Yeah. Compass points.
Portion of it is on the ship.
It would still be helpful, yet know which direction.
Right.
Yeah.
You may want to get to a point where you have to make a little more decisions. Because I'm reading it as you're going to get a compass point direction. You already know you need to get into.
You get it once. It doesn't
it's not an ongoing homing beacon. It's not going to tell you now go west.
Yeah, but so you can go to the center of the ship and then see which way it points you.
Right. You need to you want to get to a point where you've got some decisions to make.
Yeah, and Nissa just kind of looks up at Xylon and it's just I'm sick of waiting. Let's go. let's go. Let's go. I'm ready. I feel like just waiting around. We're not going to get what we need, and let's go. And then she just starts moving.
Maybe Xylon was like starting to cast a spell, like there's some mystic. It was like, okay, yeah, she's gone.
So you've got this door. I think, as we said last week, it's sort of slid and locks or latches together on the far side from where you are. Specifically, so when the ship is flying through space, people don't just land on its hull and make their own way in. So it seems to be kind of a door made of wood, iron and brass studs, very fine wood, iron and brass studs, well wrought, not rusted or terribly tarnished, despite the fact that it's been here at least 100 years. It seems to, you're pretty sure it latches on the far side. What's your plan for getting it open?
So does this mean this is just now like, okay, let's go, and then she's just standing at the I'm like, okay, this time I can use magic.
It's locked from the inside?
It seems to be locked from the inside.
Can I use my open spell?
You may indeed.
I'm like, yes. Okay, you did need me after all.
If that doesn't work, Gloria's like slowly like pulling down the blunderbuss and like lining it up with the seam in the door.
Feel free totally to fire your gun while I'm preparing my spell. I think that would be awesome.
I'm kind of sorry. I'm picturing Nissa like in front. Tell me if this is right, Jennifer. But like I'm picturing Nissa like in front of that door. Like my dog parks herself in front of the door before a walk. Like, I know we're going out. Come on, let's go through that door.
Maybe occasionally pawing at it.
No, it's not even pawing at. She's just like, all right. I guess magicians have their uses.
But totally fire the gun while I'm getting my spell ready.
No, I'm gonna wait for you to get the spell right. If the spell doesn't work, then I'm gonna fire my gun.
Okay, cool.
I can always punch it open. But spell better. Spell's better.
Okay,
right?
I'll try my spell.
It'll be better salvage if you don't punch the door.
Okay.
I'm gonna have you. You're gonna try to roll under that combo of your spell total and let's do a combo of that spell total and your skill. And you want to 2d6 under that.
Okay. Oh, I rolled a 5, so I got heaps under it.
You are in fantastic shape as you hear a clicking on the far side.
And I think what it looks like is I explained I had my light spell happening before in a little floating bowl with like stars and stuff in it. I think just one of the little points of light like floats out of the like one of the stars floats out of the bowl and kind of like maybe just hits and like dissipates on the door, and then you hear the latch like.
And you are. I am actually gonna, for illustration purposes, I'm just gonna put this sort of map up there. Let me blow it up. Just for pure illustration purposes. Just for a couple of seconds. So you're in Area 5. Everybody, you're in Area 5, which is really the area that sort of opens to outer space, from which a hatch extends. Stuff can be jettisoned. It's sort of a small bay. It's not terribly small. It's like, 20 feet across, 20 feet deep, and about 30 feet across, 30 or but 10 feet deep and 15 feet across. Maybe a little that wider than that. It's the widest point. And you are at that door on the starboard side, area 5. And you come into a relatively wide corridor.
Sorry, can I just ask a quick question before we move into the ship?
Yeah.
The spider dude, or what's left of them.
Yeah.
Can I trust that the body will still not the body, but it will still be there when we get back, or should I take it with me?
I don't know what you would think would steal it.
All right, no, that's fine. I'll leave it there.
Okay.
I say, stay here, new friend.
Where are you placing it?
I think a little ways away from the bay, but like on our way back to the Heartless Bastard. So that like
Sort of like on the just in the chasm, in the shadow of those tall chasm walls.
Yeah, someplace that we'll have to go to get from the what's it called, the Dread Spider?
The Death Spider.
The Death Spider back to the Heartless Bastard.
The charmingly named Death Spider. And the hallway you're in sort of extends a good bit. It's hallway number 6. You can't make out what's all the way to the end here, but you can make out from the doorway you're in. You can sort of make out enough to know that the hallway extends along the starboard side of the ship. And you can see away from the starboard side of the ship, slightly to port, there is another door. This one looks like a cage door, though it's got a wood door behind it. But this looks like a tightly locked cage door, wood door behind it. And remember, Lou, when you cast the spell, you spent 2 points of stamina just to get that open spell working. So you spent that 2 points of stamina. So the hallway extends on, and I'm going to stop sharing, along the starboard side. Or you can turn to the left, heading port side through that door. Or you can try to open that door. It is a door of iron bars, and behind it is a wooden door, and both of those seem to swing inward.
Now's definitely the time for somebody to smash that door while I'm getting ready to cast another
I'm sorry.
spell.
The iron door swings outward. It looks like the wooden door swings inward.
Do I smell anything? Like, do I smell anything?
Roll awareness, Nissa.
Oh,
you're gonna
I
add
thought you'd
awareness.
never ask.
You're so good at awareness too.
Uh-huh.
Being a wolf and all.
Got it.
What'd you get?
I got right on there. I got an 8.
Nice, awesome. Nissa, you smell and this is where I'm going to fake it for all of you Neogi biologists at home. I'm going to fake it. From around the door, Nissa, I mean, first thing you smell is lots and lots and lots of dust. A little more than that, you smell the kind of iron smell of a humanoid blood, but it's really, really old and deeply dried. And then Nissa, a little beyond that, Nissa, tell me about the first time you got in a fight with a Neogi.
Well, there was these things are like really big, right?
No, they're actually pretty small.
Neogi?
They're actually pretty small. They're about the size of a. They're about the size of a. They're big enough that if they were cute dogs, you could pick them up and carry them without a lot of drama or like being labored down. Kind of the size of a
Smaller
basset
than
hound.
me.
Yeah.
Okay.
About the size of a basset hound.
Okay. Do they're like really awful like slaving races?
They are a terrible, evil slaving race.
Okay.
I mean, mind control is the only thing they really know.
Well, I think the first time I fought a Neogi was when I was living in the Astral Forest, and I think a stray Neogi had wandered its way into the camp of my wolf tribe, and it started, controlling the minds of some of my compatriots. But some of us, like, I think I was a young cub by that point in time. But for some reason, us like kids weren't really affected as well by the Neogi's mind control, and so the cubs and I wound up staging like a sneak attack at one point in time, and we surrounded this Neogi, and we tore it to pieces. A couple of the cubs were killed by the adults under the Neogi's control, but we were able to save our village, or our camp.
Nice. So the smell you smell reminds you of that coppery smell of Neogi blood, but it's also really, really old. Though both the smell of humanoid blood and the smell of Neogi blood are powerful, even being old and clearly dry.
There's a lot of old blood.
Because, possibly because this place has been closed up so tight for so long.
There's a lot of old blood behind this door.
And that sort of hangs in the air. The Neogi blood sort of hangs in the air all over.
Mm-hmm. Something happened here. Something violent. Something not good. It smells deeply of blood. Not just Neogi, but other humanoid blood.
Was the ship crashed here, or did it look like it just landed here?
Like it did a crash landing. You've seen Deathspiders before, and they kind of have for large cargo, they have sort of a cargo drop out of the base. But that it was clearly resting on its base where it would not be held up adequately by its legs. Though it was not in wreckage. So it was clearly a semi-controlled crash landing, but it did not land gracefully.
Should I punch it?
The ship?
The door.
Should
I? This is. I'm asking everyone else in character. Should I punch the door
Now the iron grate, the iron door, you've got kind of the bars in front of it open outward, and the wooden door behind it opens inward.
Did anybody try just opening it first?
You can tell the iron is at least you can look at and see it's locked.
Should I pull it?
Just kind of pull it off its hinges.
Rylan doesn't say anything because he's preparing his open spell and concentrating very hard on getting it ready.
Or like yank open the bolt. How's it locked? How's it locked? Is it?
It has got several bolts that are kind of bracing it into the wall.
Yeah, I mean, I think
if anybody's on the ship, and they don't know we're here, they will if we rip this. If you rip this iron grate off the door.
I'm pretty sure when we ripped all the legs off that off our new friend, that they probably would have heard that if they were going to hear anything.
Also, your friend was also pretty small,
and that was outside the ship too.
That's fair. Mm-hmm. At some point, I assume Mateus is going to finish casting that spell.
Mateus, do you want to see if you can cast that spell?
Yeah, I guess.
This time I'm going to have you roll your skill total to it.
Sorry, what did you say?
You're going to roll 2 dice and add your skill total to it.
Oh, okay. Oh, I rolled snake eyes.
You rolled snake eyes?
Yep.
You cannot fail on a roll of snake eyes, no matter what your opponent gets. They ended up with like a 14 to lock this, but you got snake eyes. Let's say that it normally would cost you 2. You're going to cost 1 because you are very efficient at opening the doors.
Can I spend the 2 when you make something totally ridiculous happen to the door?
Sure. I think with you're going to spend the 2. You spend it. You're looking at that and going like, should I punch it? Should I open it? Should I rip it off its hinges? And all of a sudden, it was clearly locked. And all of a sudden, it just sort of swings out about 6 inches. And the inner door swings open about 6 inches on its side. And the entire corridor begins to glow. With a kind of shimmering starlight.
Yes.
I
think Mateus is like, Celestian, the Star Wanderer is certainly with us today, my friends.
And Mateus, your soul is sort of braced for what you've realized you're about to see. Normally this potentially could upset you, but you feel like an inner sense of hope that this is no longer you. And this is, you're you cannot be implicated in this. Too old, you've come too far, you've become such a different person. So despite what you're about to see as these doors open, you've got a calm. Because even just as the doors sort of open, you already know what's in there. And then you see the rows on rows, or the rows of cages. Lined up. And then the stacks, almost orderly, almost like somebody sort of like went in and organized them afterwards, of bones just sort of stacked up in the aisles between the cages. All the cages clearly once had an iron sort of, or a set of iron bars kind of in front of them to kind of serve as a door. But it looks like all of those were just ripped off. And Nissa, you can see the blood you were smelling has permanently stained the wood of this floor underneath where the bones are. Not in the cages themselves, in the aisles between the cages. And then the bones have been sort of stacked together. And so that's what you see. Like, there's these 2 rows of cages. The doors for these cages have been pulled off. And it looks like the whoever was in the cages was pulled out, and their bones are just sort of neatly stacked in the aisles. And you know the ship had to have crashed at least 100 years ago, if not longer ago.
I don't like this, Xylon. I don't like this. There's something going on here. Something bad happened. Clearly.
And in here, Mateus, there is the strong presence of the strong presence of Celestian. Or at least that's how you interpret this intense presence.
I think I feel like Mateus Xylon would I think he'll probably just say once we're done here we need to do something for these people, some sort of riot, or maybe even just totally destroying this ship might be a nice parting act. But I guess like it's interesting that you explained how he was feeling this calm, because I think otherwise he would probably be feeling super guilty and angry and freaking out, but he's kind of, got probably looking kind of happy and like he knows what to do.
When you say that about doing something for these people, I think I ask you what people.
Mateus laughs. He's like, Corel, there's you see these neatly piled objects? These are people they're called skeletons. These are
I'm aware that they used to be skeletons, they used to be people, Captain. But why they're not people anymore? Like, I used to be not a person, and now I am a person. But what can you do for bones?
Well, if your body stopped moving, Corel, would you just want us to leave it lying on the ground, or would you like us to do something with it?
I don't think I would. I think I stopped for a second. I said, my body stopped moving, but would I still be here, seeing you? Could I speak to you?
Kids, I'm loving this existential conversation and all, but maybe we complete it on the ship after we get the cards.
I'm with Von Hess on this one. Let's go.
So, like, we're standing there and it's like pretty much in the middle of a miracle, and these guys don't want to talk about. I'm like, Luce just pats Corel on the back, and like, we'll continue this conversation later.
Gong, gong. That's all you hear.
And
at least some of the skulls you see, it's hard to see because it looks like the bones have been sort of sorted into like like piles by function, like skulls are in one stack and things that like are army or armed. You notice at least one skull that looks like this. Whoa, that was not what I wanted to do. That did not work. Huh. I don't know why that came through. Oh, okay. Sorry. Let's see if this works. Nope. One sec. It's not as easy as I thought it was going to be. There we go. Gunny, you see at least 5 or 6 skulls that look a little like this. The link I just put into the chat window there.
Are those gift skulls?
At least several of them seem to be gift skulls.
I hope they died fighting.
From the environment, it does not look like. It's hard to tell how they died. They may have been enslaved before they died. But again, sort of piled in the aisle between the 2 rows of cages here. What are you guys doing?
Are there can we clearly are they piled so big that they could conceal something, or are we able to just basically see the loose bones?
They couldn't conceal much, but they could theoretically conceal something.
So I think Gunny's kind of pulls her saber out and just kind of pokes around at the into the bone piles to just kind of sort them and see if there's anything inside.
Gunny, you notice that what Nissa noticed earlier, that the floor is clearly covered in old blood. And underneath the bones are what look like whatever belongings the Neogi left these folks with. Loincloths, scraps of clothing.
Any cards? Deck of cards?
No card. But they were clearly sorted. They clearly died in this aisleway. Whoever these people were, they died in this aisleway. Just based on the blood. But in some cases, whatever they were wearing was sort of sorted into the bones, in with the bones. You're also noticing that the doors were clearly ripped off. It looks like loudly and nastily ripped off. I mean, you can see where the cast iron hinges were broken open by force.
Wonder what could have done it.
Do they look like they were ripped off from the outside or pushed out from the inside?
It looks like they were ripped off from the outside because they seem to just be. I mean, the way those hinges are broken, or the locks are broken, seems to be pulling the doors off from the outside.
Are there any footprints in the blood that I can discern?
Why don't you roll awareness again?
I love these questions, Jennifer, from your wolf character. They're kind of creepy. Like, can I smell anything? Like, can I see footprints in the blood?
Wolves are nothing if not creepy. I got a 7.
You have a 7?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you definitely see it's less, there's no footprints sort of leading out of the room in blood, but there seem to be little dots, possibly made by those metal spider legs that have scuffed the floor after, that seem to have scuffed the floor after whatever violence happened here. And there's a bunch of them, or else the ones, there's either a bunch of them or the handful that were there got around all over this room. And they seem to be kind of clustered around in circles around these piles of bones.
Can we tell if they were bones when they were stacked, or if they were like heads and limbs when they were stacked?
The way, Gunny, the way you're looking at it, they look like they were bones when they were stacked.
And does it look like
questions?
are the bones like, are they clean as if the flesh decomposed or off of them, or are there like tooth marks or tool marks on the bones indicating that they were?
On the bones you're looking at, Gunny, you can roll awareness, or just roll skill.
Okay. So like, cause I don't have an act. I just roll skill for this one? Okay, yeah.
2d6 to try to get under.
Which ones are mine? Here we go. And I got an 8.
What was your skill?
My skill is like a... Come back. My skill is a 5.
Your skill is a 5. So yeah, you really...
What does my evaluate skill do? Oh, well, that's something that gets me to a 6. But
Right. Actually, for that, I would have said evaluate too. So, I'm going to tell you some information, but I can't answer any clarifying questions about it. Gunny, you definitely noticed that there aren't any like signs of violence to the bone. It's not like anybody chewed on them, but it seems like somebody's been polishing them.
and outside of the bones and the scraps of like the loincloths and stuff like that, and the debris from the shell doors, there's nothing else in this area?
No.
And if we like check all the different all the cells,
there's some little bits and pieces of what you think might have once been usable mementos. There's a rolled up piece of paper that looks like somebody was writing a letter on it.
Well, I'll pick it up and read it.
It's it's to it's to some faraway lover. It's about how awful it is ever since he was caught or she was caught.
It's not written in Giphies, is it?
It is not written in Giphies.
Okay.
It is not written in Giphies. You can tell by the hand. It is written in a fairly common patois, or a very common Creole. But it's and it probably uses some GIF words as part of the Creole. But this is clearly a human hand.
Probably writing to a GIF, but that's okay.
Right. I mean, the lovers seem brave and accomplished, so clearly a GIF. Lover. But that's about it. That's the kind of stuff you find. There's some eating utensils of the spork variety. It looked like somebody was trying to sharpen a shiv in one of the cages, and just kind of got tossed under some now rotten bedclothes. And that's about it. Everything else that you would expect is cleaned up. There's no slop. There's no latrine. There's no anything like that.
So do we want to go through and clear the rest of the ship?
We're now in kind of a relatively central location-ish.
You've only I think we said last week that you know that the Deathspider is a 3-deck ship, so you're just on the lowest deck.
Lowest deck, got it.
And we're still pretty much in the way aft of it. I mean, just
I think you still would be in a position where it would not necessarily be useful to cast the find spell.
I think I'm thinking we should go through as weird as
outside of here. There's really only one way you can go.
Yeah, as interesting as this area is, I think we should just sweep the whole ship quickly to make sure there's no one else aboard, and then we can spend more time.
Nissa, did you tell us about the spider golem footprints?
No, I don't think so. I haven't mentioned it yet.
Okay.
I think she's kind of anxious to get through the ship as well, so she's kind of at the door, just waiting for everybody else to be finished looking at the bones.
The hallway you're in is still sort of glistening with that sort of light. And you can see where it sort of empties out into a wider room, far ahead. You can tell there's no door at the end. The far end of the hallway does not have a door. It just sort of opens up into a room. But there are a set of double doors towards the middle of, further along on the hallway. What are you doing?
Are those doors closed and locked?
Those doors are closed.
Are they locked or?
You've not moved up to them yet. You're still sort of hanging out by the bars. Where are you going, and what are you looking at?
I think we do like a SWAT team kind of thing down the hallway towards the double doors, kind of covering each other and around the corners, hopping around and doing the whole clearing the room kind of thing.
Nissa and Karel, what are you doing as Gunny sort of moves forward towards the double doors?
I follow Gunny, and I think I say, if you want me to step out front, my skin isn't thicker than yours, but it might be a little bit harder to penetrate.
Yeah, so Gunny kind of does the whole lifts the gun up out of the way so that Carl can move underneath and then kind of puts it down.
And Carl, I'm gonna show you guys the map one more time. You guys are in hallway 6. Gunny was looking at those double doors. Carol, you can move into that sort of open room at the end of hallway 6. You can explore what's behind those double doors. Who's going where is what I want to know.
Are the double doors unlocked or are they locked?
They appear to be locked.
Okay.
Gloria would have at least peeked around the corner, though.
Sorry, so those double doors do not seem to be locked. They seem to be, they don't seem to be locked. Like being shipboard, everything sort of has like a lot of latching mechanisms and slides back and forth, where they can. The slave pens had those sort of double doors that sort of opened in and out. But everything else, being shipboard, you want things to slide as much as possible rather than swing. So those double doors slide open. They do not seem to be locked, but it's kind of hard to just test them.
Gunny, what do you see around the corner?
Yeah, so Gunny kind of just swings around the corner and scans with the light that's hanging off the end of her blunderbuss.
Right. Gunny, all you see there is a whole bunch of doors leading to small rooms. And a hatch or a quick sort of metal, like one of those just sort of extensible metal staircases that kind of just go up to the hatch.
Okay.
Like you could pull it up almost kind of ladder-like, but it functions more like a staircase.
Okay, like an attic ladder?
Yeah.
So I guess I sort of look to the other three to see if they're okay with it, but I'm going to want to try to slide open those doors.
Gunny gives the nod, and she's still kind of keeping the blunderbuss pointed around the corner and being like, I got you covered.
All right, Gunny, you open that?
No, Gunny's standing.
Sorry. Carl, you open that. You're covering Carl. And you just got the light from the hallway. And Nissa, where are you? Just to position everybody. Nissa and Matthias, where are you?
I think I'm definitely chilling next to Gunny, with fangs bared, and I'm poised, ready to go.
Matthias, Skipper, what are you doing?
I think Matthias is very distracted by the starlight emanating from the walls, and he has a big smile on his face, and he's walking along trailing his fingers along the walls and stuff.
Carol, you open those two doors. And as you open those doors, it looks like in the light coming off Gunny's extending, and you know from just you don't really know what to expect once you get further up, but from watching Deathspiders load and unload in the docks that you are looking at the edge of what probably is the cargo door or the cargo lowering doors where you would lower cargo in and out for large cargo. And right about where those start, for a second, all three of you see what you think it's just a whole bunch of Neogi standing together, looking straight at you. And then Nissa, you quickly notice that just in the light, none of them are moving. In fact, none of them are breathing. And that smell of Neogi blood, that old Neogi blood, is super, super thick. What are you guys doing?
So we see basically we're looking at a bunch of dead Neogi.
Yeah, it's in that light, Gunny. It looks like this. These are just the exoskeletons. The carapace and exoskeletons of a whole bunch of Neogi that have just been stacked there.
I slide the doors closed.
Funny.
It also looks like there were some Umber Hulks in there, sort of further back. But you know, you close the doors and turned away.
Did anything look alive in there?
Nothing looked alive.
So I'm cool, kind of just leaving the door shut. And,
All right.
is there something that we can, like, once the doors are slid shut, is there something we can like put there as an alarm if the doors opened up after we if we move on to another part of the ship and somebody comes out of that room?
What have you got with you that you would like to try that with?
My tea set.
You could certainly take a cup from that tea set and or a saucer and sort of prop it against the door.
I kind of like that the tea set has like utilitarian purposes for like scouting and times of war.
Yeah, I think I'll like prop a like a saucer against the door so like
here's the problem, Gunny. If you need to serve tea to 5 people, you're going to have 4 complete place settings.
Well, hopefully nothing will come out of the room and I can pick it up on the way out.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I just want to make sure you counted the cost.
You know what?
Like if you prop that,
risk it. She's not going to risk
that against the handle. If somebody opens the door from the inside, it will break. It will fall and break.
And will it be loud enough? Like it will, is the floor such that it would be loud enough for us to hear it?
Certainly, the thing that unless you have a bunch of bells just sitting somewhere, it certainly is probably your best bet of things you've mentioned.
Okay. Yeah, why not? I'll prop the saucer up there.
Like maybe if you went way up into the ship, like I said, this is a 3-deck ship.
Yep.
If you were way up in there, it might be hard to hear, but at least down here, you should hear the sound of an expensive piece of china breaking.
Okay.
I mean, at the very least, when we're returning, if we return out this way and we see it broken, if we didn't hear it, we'll know someone's been moving around.
Yep. Cool.
So where are you guys going?
Do we want to clear all the rooms on this deck before we go up?
Would there? So we're a little bit familiar with this type of ship before. It's not a totally alien thing to us.
There's nothing about the layout once you get inside that is so utterly alien that you couldn't conceive of it.
I wonder if there would be like some sort of like, well, I just wonder how they organize their ships. Like, would there be a leader on the, like, would they have a captain, or are they just?
The Neogi are very rank conscious.
Yeah, right.
And you've dealt with Neogi captains before.
Yeah, cool.
Well, and this is the lowest deck too, so this is probably, I think, from past dealings with Neogi, I suspect that
this is the whole deck.
that they wouldn't be like housed on this deck. But there's 4 doors and there's 4 of us, so we can clear this deck pretty fast.
Because Matthias is just starting to think that it seems like perhaps these Neogi will have like picked up this like deck of cards or something, and were maybe like it was part of the reason why they crash landed. I mean, I guess there was this whole war with the weird sentient spider things, but I wonder if he's wondering if they're related, I guess.
So it was a mutiny, and if I remember from what our spider friend told us, they share their overturned master's acquisitiveness, which means if this thing was a thing that was precious to the Neogi, the spider golem and its friends, if it has any here, would probably have kept it there.
Yeah, but it could have also been the catalyst for like bringing that on board. I guess might have spurred the mutiny or like.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Anyway, shall we open one of these doors each all at the same time?
Are you doing that?
I like that idea.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
I'll take 11.
I'll take 8.
I'm gonna open the one that looks like a water closet. 9.
And that leaves me with 10.
So 10 and 8, there's not much there. There's some what look like just stacks of paper that you would associate with logs and accounts. And various containers that are all covered with heavy dust. And 11 pops open this pretty easily. And as soon as it does, a Neogi exoskeleton sort of just falls to the floor in front of you.
Jump scare.
And it doesn't move. It's just a dead exoskeleton with everything inside it was either rotted away or gone. And you see that sort of weird combo of skeleton and exoskeleton that the Neogi have inside. And this was clearly some sort of like quartermaster type office because it looks like there's a lot of boxes of supplies and a lot of logs and registers sort of sitting on a desk. Area 9 pops open, Matthias, and there's just an unmoving shell of an Umber Hulk sitting there.
What do they look like again?
They are kind of humanoid, but they have sort of a kind of an insectoid sort of upper portion, and they have a third eye in the middle of their forehead and some antennas kind of coming off from there.
Cool.
Like a cockroach person.
Yeah, a little like a cockroach person, except scarier and bigger. They definitely have mandibles instead of a toothed mouth. Well, actually, they have both mandibles and a toothed mouth.
Gross.
They should not exist, and yet they do. But it's just standing there, tucked away.
I'm wondering how much. So this would have been another slave or part of the crew?
All of the Umber Hulks are, each Umber Hulk is like you've seen them interacting in Brawl. They really they are sort of like Neogi horses. I mean, they're quasi-intelligent beings, but the Neogi sort of treat them like horses. Upper Hulks are big and towering and powerful, and Neogi are small and really their only real strength is their ability to control your mind. In a world of much bigger beings, their primary strength is their ability to control your mind. So they sort of use the Umbra Hulks like horses.
Yeah, I'm just trying to work out how much empathy Mateus would have now for the older Neogi and these like Umber Hulks and stuff as well. Like, yeah, he probably thinks that it's like all needs to be, like consecrated or destroyed or something. Consecrated and then destroyed, maybe.
The ship is wood.
Mm.
Or a significant portion of the ship is wood. I mean, it's a dense, heavy wood. You couldn't just like light a match and expect the whole thing to go up in flames. But
I guess I'll be keeping my eye out for stuff while we're on here. If some way that I can burn the ship on while we're leaving. Hopefully, when we're safe out of the door, but maybe just a little bit before.
So I think if Gloria, once she realizes that her room is unoccupied, she just yells clear and then waits to hear from the others.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think I would even say anything. I can just turn around and walk to the towards the stairs and wait there.
And Gloria's like, "You're supposed to say clear."
Clear.
What do you guys want to do now?
Upward and onward?
We're probably, I mean, with the vertical hatch, we're probably near the, if this was the only vertical hatch, we're probably near the center of the ship.
Right. Now, the ship is built like a spider. It has a head and a tail. You, of course, in the tail.
Where would the uppermost ranking officer have their quarters or whatever?
The uppermost ranking officer would, it's hard to say. I mean, the Neogi are very hierarchical.
I reckon we should look in the head. Head for the head.
I mean, they don't let people inside Death Spiders.
Okay, so let's go up and clear the next deck.
Yep.
Do they let non-sentient order golems into Death Spiders?
They do not.
Curious.
I guess they probably get those Umber Hulks to lug the shit out to the out of the ship for them.
Who's going up the stairs first?
I'll cover whoever goes up first.
Nessa's going up first. And, her nose is out, her ears are perked, she's being cautious, trying to figure out what's up there before she gets up there.
Awesome. Nissa. Roll and add your total awareness, that whole 8 points.
Oh, the whole 8 points.
Yeah.
18.
Nicely done. Nicely done. Nissa, your head is about to clear the hold to the second deck. when you hear the clattering of metal feet.
Who's right behind me? I guess it's Gunny. Yeah.
Gunny.
Yeah. Gunny's kind of like there, so that as soon as you go up, she can then like just pop her head and blunderbuss through to kind of cover the floor.
And so she just like turns to Gunny and is just like, more butts. Be careful. We should get up here quick.
So Gunny kind of waves everybody else to kind of like go up around her, and she'll keep covered.
Okay. So yeah, she Nissa gets up top and gets into like a defensive position.
Nissa, as soon as you get up top, and I think Mateus and Karel are coming up behind you.
Mm-hmm.
What do you? Yeah, and your beautiful one eye doesn't really need a lot of light. I think as soon as you do that, we're going to go for initiative. Thank you. I am ready to flip. With Mateus, Gunny, you're sort of standing to the side to let people pass. Mateus and Karel are kind of scrambling up the ladder, and Nissa is at deck. When Nissa, you see coming down a corridor right in front of you, and let me kind of give you the layout. Nissa, as you can see this.
And Gunny's upper body is like through the is onto the next deck, yeah.
Nissa, you're right here at 14.
Okay.
Is where you're coming out. What is 17? There's a ramp near you that's much nicer than this sort of like quasi attic ladder coming out of this hatch. There's a bunch of doors all around you, but there's this big long hallway, and coming out of that long hallway are a whole friggin' bunch of those bronze colored and right before anything happens, you hear, "You're here as promised." Wonderful. And we're going to go to initiative as they surge forward towards you. Stop saying that. And let's see. I need to read the player colors. I apologize. I believe, Mateus, you are up first.
Oh yeah.
You can get through there and do something.
Yeah, I think I'll
you would like.
I think I'm going to jump up and recklessly throw my sacred spear straight at the closest enemy.
Lovely. Mateus, you have spear fighting, I believe, so you're going to roll and add 7.
Wow, that time I rolled boxcars.
No. Oh, really?
Yeah. How's that? Double ones and double
Wow.
sixes.
Wow.
I spear myself in the face.
Sorry, last time I misunderstood Snake Eyes for boxcars and I gave you success. The boxcars are actually a critical success when you're trying to beat someone. Snake Eyes are a critical success when you're trying to go under a number, when you're just trying to accomplish a thing. That no
You
one
want to make me fail critically now to make up for gifting me
no,
with
no.
it? I don't care. I like critical failures. It probably more. So
let's see. And you had the spell. One sec. Ugh. Too many windows open. I apologize.
Right.
One sec. So I would like you to go ahead and roll your d6 for the spear, adding 2.
Rolled a 3.
You rolled a 3 total.
Yep. Oh no. What did I add it to? So I got 5 all up.
Yeah. You gore one of them. That's sparks fly, and clockwork springs across the hallway. But there's still a whole lot more coming at you.
And now I have no spear.
It's not like they're big enough to really do anything with it, except maybe eat it. And let's see. Well, you scored a mighty blow on that one. Sorry, 1 second. I misdid the mighty blow. You don't add 2. I roll and then it is just a bundle of clockwork. It's spread across the hallway. And you are what is the condition? Shane, or not Shane? No, Shane is not here. Dylan, you remember what the condition is in which you add to your damage die?
I don't. I'm not that skilled with the trick.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. I knew it last week and completely screwed the pooch this week. So we're just gonna wing it. One of them is gone. There are about 10 more left. And the next person to go is one of them. And let's just... One of them is running across the side of the wall and jumps and comes at Nissa. Nissa, I'd like you to roll with whatever weapon or you're beastly fighting is what you're going to roll with. So you're going to roll and add 9. And tell me what you get.
13.
13. Lovely, because you beat the crap out of this thing.
Oh shit.
Roll as a modest beast with your d6. And tell me what you get on that die.
Oh, I got a 6.
A 6? Nissa, you destroy another one of them as it tries to bite you. Describe that to me. How does it look? As it kind of
I think
it kind of parkours off a wall and springs towards you. And it does that thing where its legs sort of pivot direction in midair.
And then I kind of just kind of dodge out of the way, but as I'm doing so, I'm moving my head, and I clamp it between my jaws, and then I throw it back where it came, and it smashes against the wall.
Into, much like it sparks in the low light up here, and just a little bit of light coming off Gunny's gun from the hanging lantern. You see these sparks, sort of like bolts of lightning, little itty bitty little bolts of lightning, and then it just breaks down, and like somebody threw a watch hard against a wall, a really large watch, and the pieces just sort of like crumble. And what? Where did it go? Roll for your party. Yeah. And Nissa, you're back up. It is actually your turn now to do something. There are a whole bunch of them coming at you.
I'm going to push my luck. And then I'm going to try to use a skill from Xantaria ad Vilobos. And I rolled under my luck because my luck is 12. I rolled a 7.
So your luck is going to go down by 1. What skill are you using from Xantaria Vilobos? I'm
going to use the Wall of Power.
Nice. Awesome.
And, yeah, and I essentially what it looks like is oh, I have to roll for that too, don't I?
Yes. So you'll roll your total Wall of Power skill.
That's not a is that a versus roll, or is that just a straight roll? Roll under.
Let's call this a basic roll under.
Okay. That's what I figured. I wasn't sure. Yep, just beat it. I got a 6. No, yeah. Wait, that's a 5. So, I got a 5. So yeah.
Where are you placing that now? Let's look at that map really again, and then I'm going to hit the Die of Fate to see if any of them are on the flip side of it, just based on where you want to place the wall.
The description of this spell is cool too. It's kind of reminds the wizard to allow air to come inside of the wall. Because only what you allow in is allowed to come in.
Allow air. Yeah, well, I suppose. Sorry, I'm having a terrible time with Windows. There we go. And remembering how to make things work. So you're kind of here where it's 14, 17, 12. Where are you placing the wall?
Yeah, I'm kind of gonna.
Towards you down 12. Are you essentially placing it right in front of you guys?
Yeah, just as a way, a barrier so that we're okay, and then we can pass through it as we wish. But and in particular, Gunny's bullets can pass through as they wish. But the little robots cannot get through
without taking damage.
Well, I think it's.
Roll a d6.
Nothing can get through, but they take damage to get through. They can't get through. They will take damage, though.
Roll a d6.
2.
All right. There are 3 of them on this side of the wall when you put it up. And you hear the pop of others behind that that have clearly touched the wall as you placed it up. But there's still, let's say 2 of them here. that were clearly hurt when you placed the wall up, but were on the right side of the wall. Well done, Zentaria Villalobos and Nissa working together.
Right. So I guess I want to describe kind of what that looked like.
Yes. Tell me what that looked like.
So I think what wound up happening is like Nissa's like one eye started to glow like a bright fluorescent green, and like her like from her shoulders burst out, like in the grossest possible way, these Zentaria Villalobos's arms just kind of burst out of her shoulders, and then well, okay, maybe.
No, that's great. That's
yeah. No, that's what happens, and then you know, like these arms very gracefully, you know, like do a little bit of do some very graceful movements, and like this shimmering green wall, you know, like comes up, and you know, there's green sparkles, and then the arms just kind of just shimmer away into like green dust, like a green glitteriness, and the eye goes back to normal.
That is quite impressive. What does the wall look like? Green glitteriness? Is it translucent, or is it semi-transparent, or?
Yeah, it's sort of a, you know, a semi-transparent, shimmering sort of wall, you know, shimmering in the like, you know, Star Trek sort of way.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, so you can sort of see them on the other side. They can sort of see you, and you can see the ones that made it through to this side, or were on this side as you put it up, with a whole bunch of them sort of coming at you and moving quickly. And Mateus, you're going to do something else after throwing that spear. What are you up to?
So tell me, are we all in?
Your spear is on the other side of the wall.
God damn it, my sacred spear. Is there any, it says that things can't leave the...
They cannot leave. The three things that are on this side cannot leave, and the multiple ones that are on the other side cannot get through.
Oh man, that freaking sacred spear. Sacred.
Not tried to find the deck of cards yet, which is called the card of the sphere. The cards of the deck of the spheres.
Maybe I'll take this moment in the creatures inside of this sphere with us, by the way. Did you say that?
There are three of them on this side of the wall.
Okay, we better deal with them first. So I think I was holding my spear already, but what's the rules with I want to get my dagger out of my
roll 2d12.
Cool.
And if you roll over,
yeah, I got it.
Nice. Okay.
So I can just do that and do something, or is that
come
my
down with that dagger on one of those?
Yeah, I think I'm going to well, seeing as I've been pretty awesome so far, I think I might I'm totally gonna do a cartwheel with my dagger and try cartwheel over the top of it and stab it while I like cartwheel over it.
So I'll let you roll cartwheel fighting.
Yeah, okay. Will I just roll with my skill, because it seems like I'm trying to be awesome?
It's gonna be you're at it too.
So I'm adding my skill?
Yep.
Cool.
So roll 2d6, add your skill.
13.
13. They did pretty well, but you still beat them, which means you're coming down with that dagger on top of their heads. Why don't you, or let's call it a knife, roll a d6.
Got it too.
A 2.
I looked awesome.
You did. You came down on one of them, but it did not pierce and it sparked as your dagger kind of came down, and you heard a crack, but it sort of, as you tumble off of it, it had not broken through the shell on this thing. And I'm gonna. It was an awesome move, and you definitely hit it. And that is the end of round. Gunny, would you do me the favor of, I'll flip these back. Would you mix those up again? If you have a second. Thank you. I can't believe these things have not hit you even once. Even on their own even on their own turns. I think that should be good. Starting here.
I kind of like it fictionally because of that whole like weird miracle thing that happened. We've got some sort of like blessing on us or something.
Gunny, you've seen like a Mateus sort of pin one down and sort of engage it, and that's when one sort of like leaps towards your face. You can you have your blunderbuss out. So I think instead of fusel fighting, which is more about range things, I'm going to let you add your wrestling or your strength, whichever, same amount, to just sort of beat the thing away with the edge of your blunderbuss.
Or can I? I'm just wondering if maybe I could use. Why is my strength? My strength is ranked. What is it? Oh, is okay. Can I use my my powerful hippo jaws? To try and...
Yeah. So that would fall into your strength, where you're just trying to catch it between your jaws.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So that would give me a 6 total, and I'm going to roll. So that's 10 plus 6, 16.
You guys are taking every bit of hope I have for these spider things away from me. And every bit of their hope away too. Gunny, roll. I'm going to call this beastly. Let's just roll on the beastly small beast weapons table. Since
Okay.
It's really just, you're not really used to biting down on things with your jaws.
I'm a GIF.
Oh, that's true. That's true. We'll call it modest beast.
Okay. So I just roll 1 for that.
Yeah.
Here we go. A 1.
You hear it crack inside your mouth, but it's still twitching and trying to pry your jaws open and trying to bite the inside of your mouth. Gunny, it is... And now you're not able to talk without accidentally letting this thing go. Good Lord. Your very lucky captain has just been flipped again. Cap. Mateus. Pop up, and what are you gonna do?
Wow.
There's one you're sort of engaged with now. There's one inside Gunny's mouth, and one that's sort of like looks like it's sizing up Nissa.
I guess I'll stab at the one that's in Gunny's mouth. Seeing as I seem to be a ball of frenetic fighting energy right now. That seems like the
roll and add your skill.
What could go wrong? Got a 12 all up.
Give me 1 second. Gunny. It twitches. Just as it twitches just as Mateus comes in with a knife, and the tip of the knife and the twitching push it straight into your jaws, and it bites down hard on your tongue, causing you to lose 3 stamina. And you've got this clockwork spider in your mouth with its 8 sprawling legs. Nissa, over to you. What are you doing?
So there's
and you can
how many?
You can see them trying to like back away. You can see the ones on the other side about 5 or 6 of them on the other side of that wall who look like they're trying to like figure out how to get around the barrier you've created.
Okay. There's 6 on the other side, and there's 2 in here.
There's 3 on this side. Well, one is in Gunny's mouth, so there's 2 you can see. You can see. Okay.
Well, I'm gonna fight one of the ones that's here.
That Mateus hit, and there's the one that had not done anything yet.
I recommend fighting the one in Gunny's mouth.
Yeah, no, that sounds like the easiest thing to do. I'm gonna do not that. I don't know how I'd fight that one. I suppose the best way to fight that one is to have Gunny kind of, like run into the run with her mouth open backwards into the wall. But that's not here right now. I'm gonna fight the one that's been hit already.
Nice. Okay. Just pouncing at it. What did you get?
I got a 16.
It got boxcars.
Oh well then.
It bounces at you, and you take 6 stamina as it bites into its mandibles, bite into your neck, and it's back up on your back, Nissa. Chewing down into the fur underneath the scruff of your neck. Luckily, there's a golem on his way. What would you like to do, Karel?
I would like to rip that spider off of Nissa's back and smash it to the ground.
Karel, why don't you roll with fist fighting? Or, yeah, roll with wrestling.
Oh, I'm good at both of them.
Since you're trying to both pull it off someone and smash it.
Mm-hmm. That's 10 plus 8, 18.
It is far below 18. Why don't you roll a d6? And tell me what you get with your macy hands.
I rolled a 3, so that is 4 damage.
You break this one open, and its sparks fly everywhere, and as do the clockwork pieces. So there's one in Gunny's mouth, one on your side of the wall, Nissa, and Mateus. Back to you.
I yell at Gunny to open. No, I don't. So is that one got totally smashed?
Yes.
Cool. So there's one healthy one and one inside the.
It's not really healthy. It was this side of the wall, just as the wall went up.
Okay, cool. I'm going to. I wonder. I think I'm just gonna try to bull rush it and push it into the wall, and see if the wall will do the damage for me. So I guess it's my strength thing, maybe.
Yeah, that actually sounds really good.
So I'm adding it again.
Yep.
14.
16. You bull rush it. You bull rush it, and it dodges right out of the way. And you go slamming into the wall. I'd like you to roll a d6.
I think maybe the blessings have run out. I rolled a 2.
You take 2 stamina damage as you go slamming into the wall. These things are fast.
Cool, I'm down to 10 stamina now.
And it is the end of the round. So I'm going to flip. And Gunny, if you, even with something in your mouth, if you will shuffle those around.
I really want Gunny to try blunderbuss the spider out of her own mouth.
I've got something in mind if I ever get it.
Yeah.
I've yet to have my token drawn.
You're shuffling your own token too well.
I know.
I will start at the bottom end this time instead of kind of going up through the middle. Start at the bottom right. Carl.
Just a reminder. Well, I don't think I would know that. So I think the next thing I want to do is rip the spider out of Gunny's mouth. Well, actually, hold on. Does it look like Gunny's chomping down on this thing good and doing fine, or does it look like this thing is worming its way down Gunny's throat and
it looks like it's
she
stuck
could
in
use
her
some
mouth.
help?
It looks like it's stuck in her mouth.
Great. All right, so I'm going to try to yank it out. And then,
How are you picturing Carl doing this?
Well, how deep into her mouth is it?
Her mouth is closed around it.
Oh, her mouth is closed around it. All right, then.
The legs are sticking out.
Yeah, the legs, the back legs are sticking out.
Can I ask her to open wide?
You can. I just want to warn you that instead of hurting you, this could hurt Gunny.
Right.
It goes poorly.
Right. Yeah.
It's not to discourage you. I just
Gunny's okay with it, right? I mean, nothing's bad's happening to Gunny with it in its mouth.
All right. If Gunny looks basically okay, chomping down on this spider, then
it's not going anywhere.
Then I will go after the other one.
Go after that other one. Roll with wrestling, or what? What is that? Is that your plan again to
No, I think this time I'm gonna punch it.
All right, just punch it.
Just punch it. what I do when I fight, I punch things and fall on top of them.
Nice.
My two primary skills.
What's your best at?
Sadly. 8 plus 9, 17.
17. Sorry, I forgot what I was doing. Far below 17. So why don't you roll that damage again?
It's one die. I think as I'm punching it, 2, which is not fantastic. That is, I think, just 4 damage, and it ignores a point of armor if that means anything.
However, let's see. Yeah, this thing is in bad shape, but it's still holding on. You hit it, and you've clearly dinged and dented it, but it's not. It's still coming, and it's kind of like holding on to your fist.
Mm-hmm.
Gunny, there's some exploratory sense of mandibles in your mouth. It looks like it's going to like bite down right around your tongue. What are you planning to do to defend yourself from this?
So I'm going to clamp down, like more draw pressure to try and dissuade it from biting.
Oh, just like clamp down harder with your mouth.
Yep.
All right. Let's do a roll off. Just add your skill, I think.
Yep. Which is strength.
Yeah.
So that's a 6.
Total. Yeah.
So I rolled a 5 plus 6 is 11.
They got a 15.
Ooh.
They did well. They did not do well in the damage roll. Gunny, you're only taking 2 stamina though.
Okay.
As it bites your tongue, which hurts. But you don't taste that like it doesn't taste like they've pierced your tongue. Which is a downside if you want to have a tongue piercing. End of round. I'm just going to do a quick shuffle.
I'm not shuffling anymore.
Yeah. I'm just going to do a quick shuffle and then start. All right, I'm going to start flipping.
So is this the last round before the shield goes away?
How long does that shield last?
It says minutes. Is a minute a round?
No, like around
3 minutes.
Yeah, around just a few seconds.
Okay.
And Gunny, it's gonna chew on your teeth again.
Okay.
Why don't we do that again? Why don't you try to bite down on it? Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, do the same thing. That's a 4 plus 6 is 10.
That is a tie. Would you like to press your luck and see if you can break this tie?
Yeah, why not? I will press my luck. So I just need to roll under my current luck?
Under your current luck.
Which is 11. Okay.
Do not get boxcars.
Nope, 6.
6, nice. So your luck goes down by 1.
Okay.
And roll your damage.
That goes down to 10. And my damage is... this one. 2.
Is that what you rolled?
Yeah, I rolled a 2. So on the...
yeah.
Well, 6 damage.
Whether you were a small beast or a modest beast with your chomping mouth, you have broken this thing in half.
Cool.
It's in bad shape to begin with.
Is it dead now?
It is sparked and broken in your mouth. Mateus, pulling yourself off the wall. What are you doing?
Oh man! So we're inside of this sphere thing, and there's 6 more of the
things on the other
fires
side.
on
There's one there. So just tell me 2 things you're doing.
I think I'm going to try healing Gunny.
Healing Gunny?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, you're going to do the quick medic thing?
Yeah. Because I feel responsible because I failed to stab the well, I kind of pushed it.
Heat up the inside of her mouth. What does that look like to do a quick medic thing?
I imagine maybe I don't know how this game works in terms of having shit that it doesn't say on my list. Is it possible that I've got like a poultice, an ointment or some sort of like?
You need to like come up with a source of cloth.
Maybe it's can I do, you know how sometimes first aid is more about moral support and like being like, do you know what I mean? Like talking them up. Can I do some sort of like captain, like it depends how you think of damage and stamina. I normally think of it as like a combination of, it's more of a physiological, like mental or is this a purely like...
Actually, like, and really healing is really only, like combat healing, like in the middle of combat is really only if they're down.
Okay, cool. No, you're right. What am I going to be doing then? Okay.
You've still got one of them on this side. It looks in bad shape. But it's the one you missed when you slammed into the wall of force yourself.
I'm going to gamble and leave that one for the next person to deal with. And I want to... can I speak to these things? I do have a language spell as well if I...
you heard them speak your language down there.
Yeah, cool. I think I'm going to try do some sort of like intimidate or command thing through the shell, like seeing as we have been kicking ass, and just tell them to like back off.
Roll with skill.
Okay. Is it a versus thing?
Yep.
Okay, I've got a 16 then.
Yeah, they are cowed.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty much just I'm probably giving them some small
You can see on the far side they're sort of backing away.
I think I'm probably giving them some sort of small sermon, threatening them with the wrath of Celestian or something like that.
So what do you want to do now? I think we'll just find out what you guys would like to do. They're a little bit...
I really want Gunny to shoot the last thing, just so that Gunny gets to shoot something.
Gunny, would you like to shoot it?
Yeah, so there's just this one. There's one left.
Yeah, on this side of the wall. All of them on the far side of the wall have also sort of like backed away.
They backed away, but there's the one that's still on our side of the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? I'll shoot it.
It's like spitting all the parts of the other.
Roll and add fusil fighting.
So that's a 9 plus.
Yeah, I think you got a 17 and it got a 13. So
yeah. 9 plus 8, 17. Yeah. So now I roll damage.
Yeah.
Okay. And
I
is
hope you've got a witty one-liner planned for when you blast it.
Well, is it? Where is it relative to the ones on the other side of the wall? Is it between?
Oh, it's between you and the wall.
Okay.
This was the last one that was on your side of the wall.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna roll my damage. So let's roll with this one here. Reroll. 5. So that's 5 with the blunderbuss does 12 points of damage. And what's the thing that I can do to make it like a scatter shot? Or
you can press your luck to see if it will hit one of the others nearby.
in addition to that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that too.
Try that.
So that's a 5. I'm under my luck.
And Nissa, I'm assuming you're letting Gunny's scatter shot go through the wall.
Yeah, of course. I already mentioned that.
Oh yeah. So you just need to get under a 10, I think, with your current luck, and then you'll drop your luck to 9.
Yeah, I did. I got a. What did I get? A 5.
Nice. Okay.
I got a 5.
The one on this side just sort of blows up, and one of the ones on the other side looks badly dinged. And they start retreating back down the hallway, backwards, staring at you guys. What would you like to do?
Can I say something to them? Like, is that a
Sure.
I want to ask them. How do I want to phrase it? What were you promised about us? I guess answer or not.
They look at you and are just like, food. We were promised that you would be its food.
That's off-putting.
Howdy.
So should we do something with them? And I point at the dead spider things.
I think Gunny looks at the captain and says, maybe now's a good time to try that locate spell of yours. Let's find these cards and get the heck out of here.
They're backing away from you, Corel, down the far end of the hallway, and they seem to be backing into one of the rooms at the far end of the hallway.
I think Matthias will say to Corel that, well, for the meantime, at least they've got their own kind here to care for them. I don't think it's our responsibility. Yeah, and I guess I'll try to cast my find spell and see if hopefully it's not where they're all backing into right now.
Make that roll. And Nissa, when you cast Wall of Power, you took 2 stamina damage.
Yeah, I marked that.
Thank you. I was like, wait, I forgot to say anything.
I've rolled under it.
Very good, Matthias, because what you feared is true.
Man. I'm also down to 8 stamina, you guys, by the way, so if I get hit a couple of times, I'm in some sort of trouble because I've been casting all the magic. Yeah, so I think maybe it's as a description.
If you run in, you might be Nissa may be able to maintain this long enough.
Yeah.
3 minutes.
Yeah, I think my find spell kind of looks like I've still got that light spear. I think the spear is like bobbing towards where all the spiders are and stuff.
Yeah, your spear. Yeah, your spear is on the far side of the wall, so you can just walk through. If Nissa...
Oh no, I said my spear.
Yeah,
my spear,
sorry.
My light spear.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
But yeah, I totally get my spear as well.
So you're all. What do you do? What is everybody doing? Nissa, what are you doing?
Well, so the creatures have backed off, and Xylon's leaving the protection of the wall.
Yeah, Mateus is walking through the wall to pick up his spear.
Okay.
Just to clarify, Mateus, you're following this bobbing sphere?
No, he creates the bobbing sphere
Right.
of light.
Oh,
Are you guys saying sphere or spear?
Well, I did originally say spear, but I kind of like that my sacred spear is the compass that's on my blind spell, so I'm retconning it that I said spear. I was saying spear all along.
I'm still hearing just one word.
The thing
But
he created is the find spell, and he's following the direction it's pointing. That was my
which
question.
is down this hall.
All right, so I'm just going to follow him.
I wonder if we recklessly charged in while we had them scared, if we could like mess them up and make them run away while we steal their shit.
I can probably fall on top of a lot of them at once.
You know what? I'm going to push my luck here to try and get into my direwolf form.
Whoa.
Why the fuck not?
Nice, yeah.
I like that.
I totally want it to be like one of those anime transformation scenes with like the, you know, like every episode it shows the same like.
Yeah, so I pushed my luck well. I got 9. Gives me 10 in current luck. And so what it looks like is essentially, yeah, it's this, you know, like Nissa sort of lifts into the air, and, you know, the air around her is like shimmering green. And, yeah, like, you know, she spins around and there's like shimmering lights, and very gracefully she sprouts, you know, 4 extra legs. And her neck begins to elongate, becoming like a torch, out of which spring like 6 more like clawed humanoid arms. And she closes her eye, and then when she opens her eye, like her face, like she has maybe like 13 eyes on her wolf face. And like they're all glowing green, and you know her fur is like this. Her fur is this dark brown, but it's all shimmering bright, with this greenish, like turquoise, teal sort of green, and then she roars and then charges straight through the wall of power, at the
where they retreated.
at these where they have retreated to. Yeah.
All right. You bypass several doors along the way, and all the doors in this place have been neatly closed in a very orderly fashion, but because they just retreated this way, the door at the far end of the hallway is open. And you can tell you're looking through several dome-shaped windows as soon as you charge in. And where are you guys following along closely, or what are you all doing?
I mean, following relatively closely, yeah.
Yeah, running behind her. I'm hippo charging right behind her.
Yeah. I'm star praise charging.
I'm lumbering.
Wait, I just want to know what Star Priest charging looks like, because I need to be able to picture
I
this.
think my it's just where you run along with your sacred spear and your gem-studded astrolabe around your neck, and your purple and blue hair is flowing as if there's some sort of like a fan, a high-powered fan just off of the camera.
Can you be skip stepping too? Because that's kind of how it's going in my mind.
Yeah, you mean like is skip stepping like the thing that Chuck Berry does, or is that duck stepping?
You know, like skipping,
Skip stepping.
like foot.
Oh yeah, I'm totally doing that.
Beautiful. As you guys kind of follow them into Nissa, you catch the door right before it closes. They intended to close the door in your face, and you just push past it open. I won't even ask you to roll for that. And the three of you kind of lumber in or run in or skip in behind Nissa, who's at the front. And there's a table set up. Looks like maybe it was initially like a tactics or charts table in what's clearly the bridge, because there's like a bunch of like big dome-shaped eye constructs at the front of the death. You are now at the far front of the head section. And several of the spiders are sort of prancing around on top of the table. What was originally charts on the table have been knocked to the floor. And it looks like there's a small spread of cards. This would not be a complete deck, but there's a spread of cards out on the table. And behind the table, not breathing, not moving, at all, is a gigantic Neogi. It's at least as big as Karel. And it's bloated. It's not just like big. It's like unnaturally sort of bloated. And there's pockets or sacks of some sort sort of bulging off of its body. But it's not moving at all. And it's not just an exoskeleton either. The head is in good shape, and it's just sort of drooping down. And Nissa, you notice that it does not smell. It smells like a dead Neogi. Except it's very much like functioning like it's alive. And the bronze spider things are sort of moving back in the room away from all of you. And you hear them say, Sragor sent us food. Sragor sent us food. And this unbreathing dead Neogi sort of lifts up its long lamprey eel-like neck, and its eyes sort of pop open. And its mouth opens, and there's these extended fangs coming out of its mouth. They're sort of sharpened. They're not just like canine fangs. They're just like multiple sharpened teeth. And this is not like the mouth of a Neogi at all. And it looks at the four of you and it tries to move its neck forward very, very slowly with its mouth open. One sec.
Dylan's asking if we can have a break in the comments too, by the way, just in case you weren't checking.
Let's take 10.
Cool.
Let's take 10. And we'll come back and deal with this. All right, everybody back?
Yep.
All right. Jen, you there? No. All right. Well, Mateus?
Yeah.
I'm gonna let Jin come back, but I'm gonna start by saying that this long lamprey-like neck, you see the eyes open, and it just suddenly comes to life. It doesn't start breathing though. And his toothy mouth opens, and it whispers out, "Food." 1 second. It whispers out the word "food," and you hear the little bronze things go, "Food, food." Gregor sent food. And it lunges towards you.
Oh, I was just about to give it some of my provisions.
Why don't you roll a 2d6, and you can add spear fighting since you picked your spear back up.
Okay. 14.
17, or sorry, 16. Mateus, it's going to bite down on you for 6. No,
Whoa.
sorry, 8 stamina.
Yes, I'm down. I'm at 0.
And as soon as it bites
it
Mateus,
bumped me up.
you see the sides start twitching.
Howdy.
Hey, Jin.
And the thing
Mateus,
bit me, and I'm at 0 stamina.
Ah, jeez.
I will tell you, you guys have 1 turn, or sorry, 1 round before the end of the round to try to stabilize Mateus with a little first aid. So you probably want someone who's skillful to do it, but you want to make sure it happens before that little yellow token comes up. And as soon as it bit Mateus, you saw those sort of like sacs along the side of it coming off its kind of bloated body start twitching and moving almost of their own accord, not in sequence with each other, almost like they were something was about to break through them. Gunny, it's you.
Boom. Pull the trigger. Start working on your next character, Lou.
So cold, so cold.
Damn, I shouldn't have shoved that spider into your mouth, or you'd be rescuing me right now.
This is the first time I've gotten initiative, so I'm definitely shooting something.
Gunny, you're gonna hit no matter what.
Okay.
So just roll your damage.
I just roll the damage? Okay.
Yeah, he got snake eyes. It got snake eyes on its
Okay.
The thing got snake eyes on its attempt to defend.
A 1. So that does
2.
2 points of damage. No way I can't push my. There's nothing. There's no mechanic or anything for me to
Not
get
really.
out of that.
I think you can do. Can you do 2 more damage if you test your luck? Which is not that much. I don't know how much health this thing has, but
Oh yeah, that's true. You can do 2 more damage if you test your luck, or you can add 2 to the roll.
Oh, if I add 2 to the roll, that brings it up to.
You can test your luck to add 2 to the roll.
4 damage. Nah. I just shoot the thing with the blunderbuss. Do 2 points of damage. No, I'll test my luck. Why not? I'll do it. So my luck is currently at a 9. So I got to roll.
Go low, getting
7.
Congratulations, Gunny.
So that gets it up to
a 3. So you got 4 damage.
4 damage. Yeah.
All right. One of its one of the sacks along the side of it breaks open. And out comes a small Neogi, a regular size Neogi, but one that looks sort of frenzied and hungry and has the same sort of toothy maw that's not normal for the Neogi that you see this thing have. And it springs out and starts looking around. Just sort of slathering and not looking terribly intelligent. And Mateus, you can't do much right now. I'm sorry. Nissa, you can try to stabilize. You can try to take down this thing. There's the deck on the table, or you can try to do something to stabilize Mateus.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to push my luck.
Mm-hmm.
I get a 7, so that is good.
Awesome.
Oof, I'm pushing my luck a lot today. I'm going to. So what exactly is the nature of the wound that is causing
a bite mark near his neck?
Okay, so giant 8-legged 6-armed Uberwolf comes over to Mateus, and she bends over to and two of her arms come out and start to massage the neck. I'm going to use the spell Breach to manipulate the element of flesh to try and knit the wound together.
Epic.
It'll leave a weird scar and probably some hand marks, but yeah.
Why don't you roll that? You want to roll under. In this case, double ones would be a critical success.
Yeah, I want to roll under.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this okay? Do you find this an acceptable use of that spell?
Yes, this is great.
Okay. All right, I got a 6.
Congratulations.
Damn, I was getting ready to last breath, Dungeon World last breath style my character then.
They could get ugly. You're out, I believe. Let me check healing real quick.
I
Oh,
think I might go up to a 1 or something.
close, move, delay, retrieve, die.
Yeah, it's in stamina. I think I get stabilized up to one hit point, unless there's something else going on with the spell.
Right. Yeah, you are at 1 stamina. As the closing just sort of brings you weakly back to yourself. You know, you've still lost a lot of blood. Because that's what that thing did. It bit you and sucked blood right out of you. When another of these things, another of the sort of weird sacs along the side of it breaks open. And another one of these Neogi come out that are not like other Neogi. They still have this weirdly shaped toothy maw. And the two of them are crawling free of the broken body of their parent. Where they've emerged. And Gunny, it's back to you.
Blunderbuss.
Nice.
Bus.
Oh, give me a break. So that's 3 plus 8. 11.
That is a 13 on their part. Fortunately, they can't attack you back when you're standing there using a blunderbuss. It's so big that I'm not going to treat you like you're firing into combat. It's really hard to miss this thing in particular. So I'm going to let you. We're not going to use the firing into combat rules for this sort of weird, gigantic thing. But it sort of throws itself against the table, upsetting the table and the cards on the table. And your blunderbuss blast breaks the front window. Karel. All you. Karel, you there?
You're muted there.
Sorry.
That's
I
my
think I'm
trick,
just
Jesse.
gonna-
My signature trick.
Run up and punch it in the face. Because I'm a face puncher.
Once you roll and add your
Fist fighting.
yeah,
Oh, that's okay. 16.
you barely beat it. Just barely.
Barely is good enough.
Yeah, roll it. Roll your damage.
Ooh, that's about close to as good as it gets. So yeah, I rolled a 5, which means that I do 8 damage. I think I'm going. No, I'm not going to try to push my luck. My luck is not so high.
And that is the end of round.
So many tokens.
Shuffle tokens for just a second. I've already forgotten what colors were drawn and where they went.
That's good enough. If you don't know where they are.
Yeah, that's. I also want them to not be, too close to each other. All right, that should be good. Pull that one back in. Let's start with that one that was off in the corner, and that's Gunny again.
All right.
Redemption.
Yeah, this has got to work sooner or later. All right, here we go. Firing another shot. Come on. That's a 4 plus 8, 12.
They're going to beat you once again. As it pulls itself forward right to you, right under the gun with its long snaking neck, and looks at you with the blank, empty eyes and its mouth full of Mateus's blood. And Gunny, it's gonna try to bite you.
All right. So I will try and bat it away with my blunderbuss.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a 5 plus 1, 6.
How much was your total?
6.
6 was your total?
Yeah, it's 5 plus 1 strength, right? Or is it blunderbuss fighting?
Yeah, you're full. No, you're gonna add your full strength though. So you're gonna add your skill as well.
Oh, yeah. Okay, sorry. Okay, so that's 6 plus. Well, actually, is this for me? Can I defend with Fusel fighting, or
not for using it like a club?
Am I able to defend with sword fighting? If I draw my sword. It's the. Do I have to test that? It's the second thing on my.
Yeah, I think on your turn you can draw the sword, and then but right now let's defend with strength.
Okay, with strength. So that's 6 plus the. What did I roll again? Plus 5, 11.
All right. All right, they got a 14.
All right.
But did a worse job biting you. You're going to take 4 damage, Gunny.
Okay.
And now the remaining sacks along its side and back start to twitch as it pulls blood out of your system. And one of those sacks breaks open. And you see another of those weird deformed Neogi sort of trying to pull itself free from its parent. Dissa, the freaky direwolf. The cards are on the floor, still face down.
I'm lunging at it. What?
They're still face down. There's about 5 of them. Not a full deck, but definitely some. And you're lunging at those?
Oh, so okay, sorry. What happened to the deck of cards?
When the table got flipped over, they fell onto the floor face down. There was only about 5 of them that you could see.
Hmm.
They were just sitting there in the middle of the table.
Okay. And so there are 3 little toothy Neogis and 1 giant Toothy Neogi.
Yeah. The small ones seem to be sort of like pulling themselves away from the body of the larger one.
Mm-hmm.
And there's actually 3 of them.
3 of the small ones.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna go after the big one and just like try to rip its fucking neck off.
That's what you think they're gonna do?
That's what the dire wolf.
Sorry.
Nissa.
Fight with beastly fighting.
Yeah. Oh shit. That's a 9 plus 9 is 18. Or is that 8? Is that 9? Yeah, 18.
Nissa, I'm not even asking you to roll your damage. I want you to describe how you rip this freaking thing's neck off.
So this 14-limbed, glowing green wolf centaur beast just like lunges and like it's where's it? Oh, I think it's 12 limbed, and it like just hugs the beast, or the giant beast with one arm, the neck with one arm, and then just grabs hold of the head and then just rips the head right off with its between its teeth.
Nissa, I'd like you to roll with strength.
Contested or non-contested?
Just try to roll under your 8.
7.
Nice. Okay. This blood is foul and vile tasting. And you taste you can taste Mateus's blood and Gunny's blood in this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as it collapses, you see the bronze spider things jump onto it, and they look like they're trying to pull open those they look like they're trying to pull open those sort of sacks that clearly have small Neogi in them along its body.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the end of the turn. Mess them around. It doesn't take me long to forget what's where, so. And I'm going to go from the bottom with that one right there. Gunny, you're up.
So the big one's dead, and it's just 3 of the little ones now?
Yeah.
Okay. Why not blunderbuss them? Where are they located? Are they
They're on
together?
the body of
Together?
They're on the collapsed body of the big one.
Okay. So here we go.
Now this
Finally.
is all, so this will be something of shooting into melee. So there's a chance you will hit your friends.
Oh, it will be?
Yeah.
All right, then.
Nissa and Cardell are right there.
Okay, so at this point, I'll make it sword fight. Draw my saber.
Where is your saber in your supply? If it's at 1 or 2,
two.
yeah, just pull it out.
Okay. So I rolled a 10, and my saber is sword fighting is 7, so that's 17.
Nice. They're definitely not a 17.
Okay. So I roll the damage, and oops, reroll a 6. So that gives me with my military saber, a 6 does 8 points of damage.
It slashes in, but almost immediately the wound starts to heal. Starts to. Does not finish. There's still like, it's not completely knit together. And the little Neogi kind of smiles at you.
The one I just cut?
Yeah. Mateus, you've got 1 stamina. What are you doing?
Well,
what are you doing there, Skipper?
I was thinking of, I'm kind of assuming these things aren't paying heaps of attention to me because I'm on the ground.
Yeah.
And I'm messed up and they're kind of busy. I was thinking perhaps of trying to use my sneak to like crawl around on the floor and like grab these cards.
They don't seem to be paying attention to you at all. You don't even need to use your sneak. You just need to say you're doing it.
Okay, I'm doing it.
All right. You have them. Do you want to start moving towards the door, or do you want to do something else?
Well, I was thinking there's some sort of like artifact or something, right?
Right.
Like they potentially got some pretty powerful use. I'm going to risk getting murdered and try to... Oh, could I look at them with my second sight? Would that tell me something about them, maybe?
For a freebie, you can tell they are powerful.
But do I know what they do?
No. You know, the one of the reasons you carve a deck of cards is for purely random effects, some of them punishing sometimes.
I think I'm just going to start pitifully crawling towards the door.
You actually don't have to be pitiful. You can move pretty fast.
Can I? I thought I was messed up.
You know, your legs are under you.
I pitifully move very fastly towards the door.
Pedaling a little bit. And next, that's you again, Mateus.
Were we expecting to find the whole deck of cards on this?
You knew it could be partial.
So this is probably all of them because the thing pointed directly to here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Maybe. Fuck it. I'm gonna throw my spear in at one of the things. I'm pissed off. I almost died. What's happening with those other ones that we frightened away? Are they like...
They are trying to saw open whatever those sacks are that on its back that have not opened yet. Of the dead one that disappeared.
Okay, let's I'm gonna get the hell out of here.
You're
I'm
just
running for the...
Yeah. Oh,
I'm booking it. I'm booking it.
Your side.
And I probably yell, I'm like, withdraw.
Nice. Gunny, the one you just swung at jumps towards you with its big mouth full of like weird teeth. It has a 12. What have you got with your sword fighting?
So I've got 4 plus 7, 11.
Gunny, you're going to take 4 damage
Okay.
as it bites into you, draining a little bit of blood out of you in the process. You hear a little bit of a slurping sound as it bites down. Karel. What are you up to? You may be muted. That's you, Jesse. And you're muted.
Keep
Sorry.
on doing it. So how big are these things again? They're like
a basset hound size.
so largish, but not big
Yeah.
compared to a 7-foot bronze statue. How close together are they clustered?
Not very close, just a few feet from each other.
So
They're not like right on top of each other.
So if I were to here, I want to do like a wrestling ball, just drop onto as many of them as I can. I'm 7 feet tall. I'm very heavy.
You can definitely get one of them.
In that case, I'm just gonna if I can only get one of them, then I think I'm just gonna go. Thank you, DDT. I'm gonna go to the one that just fed off Gunny and just try to smash its head. Also, now I'm picturing them as basset hounds, and they're all really adorable and not horrifying and gross. And I don't know how I feel about that.
And these are weirder, Neogi.
Yeah.
Picture basset hound
roll
with
fist fighting.
Yeah.
Carl, roll fist fighting, if you would.
Yes.
And try to beat a 12.
Oh, that's not going to be easy. But I beat it by quite a bit. That's 19.
Carl, roll your damage.
That is not as good. That is 2. I rolled a 1, which is 2 damage. I'm actually going to try to push my luck now and see. I rolled 2 dice for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I did it. I got a 6.
Nice.
My luck is 7. So that's another. I add 2 to my roll, or it doesn't matter. It comes out the same. 4 damage.
So you break the thing, but then underneath your hand, you feel it knitting itself back together. And it actually looks better than what did before you hit it. Like the sword slash that Gunny made earlier is starting to come together as if it had not been slashed at all. And let's go to end of round. And you guys have gotten the retreat command. You want to shuffle those up? Come on, Flip.
When you say we've gotten the retreat command, what does that mean?
That means your captain told you to fall back.
Got it.
Did he wind up getting the cards?
He did. And Carl, you are first. And Nissa, you will go right after Carl. Carl, that is you. Jesse, you may be muted again.
All right then. I move as quickly as I can towards the exit.
You start bounding out. Nissa, what are you doing? in your 6-armed, 8-leg form.
Okay, so the sound of retreat has been.
You guys got what
sounded.
you came for, and
Is there anything in this room that looks like Zantariad Vilobos would be interested in keeping it?
there are a whole bunch of star charts on the ground.
Fuck yeah. I'm gonna grab those.
Nice. Okay. Roll under your awareness.
6.
Nice. Okay. Just for a quickie, yeah, I think that's awareness is a good one. Especially since you're in dire wolf form as Nissa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can scoop those up. I mean, you'll take some time to evaluate them later, but I'm going to ignore the end of round and go straight to Karel. Before you can retreat, one of them decides to attack you. The one you've been fighting lunges at you to bite you. It gets a 12. What do you have on your sword fighting?
I don't have any sword fighting.
Sorry, not Karel.
It's on
Gunny.
Gunny. Okay. Here we go.
Karel is out of the room.
Roll.
And then Gunny, you're next.
Roll. I can get him to roll. There we go. 5 plus 7 is 12.
Okay. That's a tie. Do you want to push your luck to get out of there?
Yeah.
Why don't you push your luck?
Okay. 4. Yep.
Oh, nice. So roll your damage with the sword.
If I'm not trying to it doesn't matter if I'm not trying to damage them, I'm trying to escape.
This is their turn.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
So my damage is party.
And then your turn is next.
That's a 5. So that does
6 damage.
Does 6 damage, yeah.
And that is a deep cut. It is coming back together, but not very quickly. And that is your turn, Gunny. What do you want to
do? So I'm going to run. I'm going to run away. I'm going for the exit, remembering to grab my saucer on the way out.
All right.
Unless we hear it break as we're approaching the... dun, dun, dun.
Gunny, as you leave, the one you were fighting gets pounced by another one of the other ones that emerged, and they start scuffling on the floor, biting at each other ferociously. And you can see that the bronze spiders have freed some more of them from the large body they were attached to, though these seem a little less energetic than the ones that have emerged earlier. Your saucer is still there, Gunny. I won't make you push your luck for that. What is your strategy for getting off the planet quickly, Captain? Are you flying? I guess we can just say you're flying straight up.
Like grabbing that other spider on the way, right? From yeah.
Oh yeah.
Definitely scooping up our little buddy.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because there's those freaking cannibalistic halflings that want to wreck us on the way out.
You can fly straight up.
Yeah, because we're not searching for the canyon anymore. Yeah, I guess we're just going to...
Yeah, you will not be able to man your guns while you do that.
Yeah, let's just.
It would be disastrous to have anybody on deck when you fly this close to the sun.
We'll just go hell for leather, right, and just do a vertical takeoff in our dragonfly.
Nice. All right. I'm not going to have you
jet
make
style.
spelljamming rolls right this second, just in the interest of time. But I will say, you have survived. So let's do an advancement. I think several of you have marked successes on several of your skills.
Oh yeah, I forgot to do those this time.
You can roll 2 dice. If you get 2 dice over your current total skill, your rank in that advanced skill goes up.
So that's you rolling over your default skill?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
So if you roll over it?
If you roll over it.
Okay. And does it say we get to do that on 3 different skills?
No, you can actually do it in all the skills you've marked in advance on, I think. When you have a break.
What happens with a tie? Tie's not good enough?
Let me look real quick.
And you can only test 3 in 1 rest.
Oh, only 3 in 1 rest. Sorry. Thank you.
More than the current skill total to improve it by 1.
Yeah, so it can't
not
be
equal to.
Yeah. So for those of you with more than 3, just test 3.
All right. And if we succeed, it goes up 1?
Mm-hmm.
And then clear the advances. Clear.
Yep.
And what about, do we clear the advances, the ones we didn't test?
I believe so.
Okay. Clear them all.
Looks like a tie doesn't do anything. So
yeah.
And can we can also roll for our stamina and luck?
Yeah, you may.
Oh, I advanced precisely now.
You can also use some provisions to recover any additional stamina. As you begin moving back towards brawl.
What do we roll for stamina?
2d6, and that's just how much as you are flying back towards brawl.
And we can't go past our max number, right?
Yeah, you can't go past your max. You never increase.
Back to full luck.
And do provisions do 2 heal 2?
Provisions each heal 1d6.
Ah, cool.
Oh, so I can eat a ration and roll a d6.
Mm-hmm.
And that's only for stamina, right?
Yeah, that's only for stamina.
I also have lots of rations that are of no use to me. So if people are running
I'll
low,
take one of yours.
Go for it.
I'll just take one of yours.
It is yours.
I'll take all the rest of them.
Luck. If you use luck, you regain 2d6.
Ooh, it's nice. I got another 6.
I took all the rest of your rations.
Great. I'm out of rations. That works. Just means that you can't take them from me again later.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'm at 19 to 20 for stamina, so that's cool.
I'm all better now. I kind of was picturing, like, most of my stamina drainage was actually from using too much magic, and then I think when that thing kind of hit me in the neck, it just, like, knocked him down, so it kind of makes sense that he could potentially recover quite quickly.
Did anyone advance? Any other skills?
Yeah, I advanced my strength.
Did not.
I got better at my finding spell and wrecked the other ones. How about you, Jen?
Yeah, I got Wall of Power and Awareness upped, so I'm feeling good
Nice.
about that.
Good use of Wall of Power. Great use of Wall of Power.
Great use of Breach. That was sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
And
like,
the arms
you've
coming
dropped,
out of.
yeah, you've dropped the one person who actually has the heal.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I was like, you're really pushing your luck if you go with a.
Yeah, I felt like I was already planning. I'm like, what is this guy gonna see when he dies? I'm like, all this like slaves that he took are gonna be there waiting to like mess him up.
You may still get.
Yeah, but it's funny. When I first rolled Breach up, I'm like, man, what the fuck am I gonna do with this? And then it came in hella handy. And, so I'm pretty happy with that. Like, I saved someone's life. I'm a flesh sculptor now.
And for the audience at home, I apologize for my noisy popcorn eating. I apologize to you guys too, but
It wasn't noisy. I didn't hear it at all.
I didn't hear it.
Yeah, it wasn't noisy, but it made me jealous for popcorn.
Oh yeah. The I'm